Hey, Malcolm Reed here from HowToBBQRight. Today I'm hanging out at Mossy. I've got my AP seasoning, but you could use just regular salt, pepper, garlic. We want to get it on all sides of these slabs of ribs. Start with the bone side first. We're just going to give them a light coating. The salt, pepper, garlic's going to wake up the flavor. We're going to give it a few minutes to work into the meat. You don't have to go real heavy with it. It's kind of like a dry marinade. It's going to need about 15 to 30 minutes to sit here on the board to sweat. You want to make sure you get both sides covered with them. That looks perfect to me. We're just gonna let these hang out right here on the cutting board, go fire up the grill. So I'm gonna cook these wild boar ribs on a Royal Oak drum smoker today, starting with some good lump charcoal. We got a couple tumbleweeds in there. You wanna open up the vents 100% so we can build a bed of coals. As soon as they get ashed over a little bit, we're gonna check those vents back. We're gonna put some apple wood chunks on there to give us some good smoke flavor. We're gonna run this drum about 275 degrees today. All right, after these ribs have set for about 15 minutes, you can kind of tell the moisture is starting to pull out of them. That's exactly what I want to see. It's kind of dry brining them, like I said. So we're going to hit them with our barbecue rub now. And I've just got my Killer Hogs BBQ Rub. You can use your favorite rub on these wild boar ribs. We're just going for that traditional barbecue flavor. Then we're going to get them in some apple smoke. We're not going heavy. Everything's kind of a light to a medium coat. You don't want to cake the seasoning on. We want to build a bark on it, but we want the flavor of this wild boar to shine. That's what's so special about it. It's got a real rich, real meaty flavor. It's delicious pork flavor, the way God intended it. Already looking good. We're just gonna let them sit here on the cutting board while that drum smoker comes up to temp. So the drum's sitting right where I want it. You see that applewood smoke we got coming out? We're ready to get these ribs on. We're just gonna place them right on the grate and just kind of bunch them up just a little bit. Since these ribs are thin, they're only gonna smoke about an hour, then we're gonna wrap them and get them tender. So these wild boar ribs have been on about 1 hour. The color on them is looking right where I want it. We've got the bark set. They look good on both sides. This is where we want to wrap them and get them tender. All right, to wrap these ribs, it's super simple. I just tore off a piece of aluminum foil. We're gonna take some regular butter. What about 3 little pats per slab of ribs? We need that extra fat in here. This wild boar's lean. Just got some sweet Thai chili sauce. You can pretty much put whatever you want in the wrap. I like the spiciness of the sweet Thai chili. It's gonna go great with that applewood smoke and those rubs. We're just gonna go meat side down on top of the butter. Put a little bit extra sweet Thai chili on top. It's gonna melt, it's gonna run down, it's gonna caramelize. To wrap them, it's super easy. And then fold the ends up to the top so we can get back in them and check for doneness. They're going meat down, right back on the grate. Don't walk away too far because we don't want to overcook them. So these ribs have been on about 45 minutes. This is the point where I want to get my thermopin and check them. Right away, I've got good drawback. Butter's melted, it's sizzling in there. Oh yeah, that one's soft, a little smaller rack. We're ready to glaze. Love that drawback, that is beautiful. So to glaze, I've just taken some barbecue sauce. I've got my vinegar sauce, my regular BBQ sauce. You can use any kind of barbecue sauce you like. Use your favorite on these. This is just a 50-50 blend. And we're just gonna baste the back side of these ribs. Then we're gonna flip them over and do the same thing to the meat side. Got that nice bark, the rubs cooked down in it. That's the money side right there. The ribs have gotten tender. We're just gonna glaze this top side. Ooh, that's probably gonna be my slab. It looks right. We're gonna take this rack right back to the pit. We're just gonna set the rack and all right back on the pit here. It's only gonna take 10-15 minutes for this sauce to glaze, caramelize down. We're not trying to get them any more cooked. The ribs are done. We just wanna set that sauce. And close the lid and don't walk away. All right, it's been about 10 minutes. Check it out. The mahogany color to the top, sizzling. Sauce is caramelized a little bit. Exactly how I like to eat my ribs. And this is what they're supposed to look like. I mean, we've got drawback, got beautiful color. You can see the smoke ring on it. Applewood did its job. They're cooked perfect. They still got a lot of moisture to them. So you know I gotta try one. I'm just gonna take that bone out and get right in here on it. It's rich, got a ton of flavor. Tastes different than your standard pork ribs. Mighty good eating. If you like cooking wild game, you gotta give this one a try. Go check out the folks over at Mossy Oak Gamekeeper Butchery. They can get you fixed up. We'll see y'all next time. How much a good eating rib, son? There's nothing wrong with that.